The European Union has extended its sanctions against the Syrian government for another year. These sanctions include an embargo on Syrian oil, investment restrictions and freeze on the country's central bank assets with the bloc. The EU imposed sanctions on Syria in December 2014 over alleged repression of civilians by Damascus. This comes as some European countries and their regional allies are accused of backing terrorist groups which have been wreaking havoc in Syria over the past 5 years. The violence has so far claimed the lives of over 250,000 people. Well, earlier I spoke to Syrian activist Mimi Allaham. She says these sanctions will only extend the suffering of Syrian people for another year.
The media has been plastering the starving Syrian people all over the newspapers and the refugee crisis, while at the same time creating economic sanctions against Syria, which results in the starvation and the refugees. It's quite an ironic and hypocritical position to be taking, given the last 5 years of Syrian suffering. The interesting thing about the sanctions on oil sales, the sanctions only apply to the Syrian government. The Europeans are still accepting oil trade and sales from groups like the Free Syrian Army and ISIS. So it's basically the state itself that these sanctions are attacking, which in turn attacks millions and millions of the Syrian people.